Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News for Friday, January 9. I'm Carrie Simpson. A special welcome to our viewers on YouTube, TVJ International in the Cayman Islands, and online at onespotmedia.com. Here's what we have in the bulletin.
3 persons of the security forces nabbed in major illegal drug operation. Identity of victim of Thursday morning's fiery crash in Portmore identified. And later in sports, World Athletics president closely monitoring switch of allegiance.
Now the details. We begin this afternoon with a developing story. 3 members of the security forces have been arrested in connection with a major illegal drug operation Thursday. They include a police inspector and 2 Jamaica Defense Force JDF soldiers. They were arrested Thursday morning, in an operation carried out by the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division in St. Andrew. The operation was conducted in the Woodford Park community of South Camp Road. Now we'll have more on this developing story in subsequent newscasts. 4 of 6 persons listed as wanted or person of interest have surrendered to the police. The police are urging the remaining 2 individuals to report immediately to the Black River CIB in St. Elizabeth. They are Andre Blackwood, otherwise called Squid Squid, of Dry Cave Road, Silo, St. Elizabeth. He is wanted in a case of assault of common law and possession of prohibited weapon committed on August 29, 2025 in Windsor District, St. Elizabeth. Now the other person of interest is known only as Fiddy from a Rice Peace District in St. Elizabeth. He is being sought by the St. Elizabeth police in the case of, the murder of Dario Smith, committed on Friday, December 26, 2025 at about 4 a.m. at Coffee's Pen in Lacovia. Senior Defense Attorney Linton Gordon says he is pleased with the number of jurors turning up to perform their civic duty. He believes the impending changes to juror stipend has contributed to the take-up.
What was significant is that, and I think that it was mentioned in the welcome, is one of the largest collection of jurors we have ever seen in recent time here. And that means the police officers who are to serve the subpoenas for people to come and do jury service did an excellent job. And secondly, there might be more and more persons who are prepared to come and give service, now that the rate that they are paid can at least pay their fare to get them back home.
140 cases are down for trial as the Hillary session of the St. Anne Circuit Court opened on Wednesday, 41 of which are murder cases. Mr. Gordon believes that with jurors, the trial list can be significantly reduced.
I think at the end of the day, a significant dent will be made in it.
Councillors at the Manchester Municipal Corporation have expressed concern that traffic changes implemented for the Mandeville Town Centre 2 years ago are not yielding the desired results and need to be reviewed. The changes, which were made under a comprehensive multi-million-dollar project, drew concerns from some business operators and other stakeholders shortly after they were implemented.
The flow of traffic should be taking it out of the town and not in the town. Currently, the flow of the traffic is taking all the traffic into the town of Mandeville, which should not be so.
I'm just wondering if there was a pilot project as to how it would work, or would there be a timeline as to having a pilot, and then you revisit it and to see if it works or it don't work. Because if it's 2 years and we haven't heard anything, there should be a pilot project as to how the traffic flow. And if not, then we have to call now for a meeting at the team.
Mayor Donovan Mitchell contended that the work done was not what was recommended by the council.
What the NWA did through their whatever was not what the council recommended. And it's funny that just last week or the week before, somebody came to me and said, boy, they talked to the MP about the roadway and the one-way, and the MP said that it wasn't her thing, it was the council's thing. But when it was being introduced, she was at every stoplight and every light saying that she has taken and had been taking responsibility. However, I'm not in the blame game. We need to have a meeting with the NAA, as a matter of fact, and the police, because we have not had any traffic meeting for years.
To a TVJ News update, the police have confirmed the identity of the victim of Thursday morning's fiery crash in Portmore, St. Catherine. She has been identified as a United States citizen, 28-year-old Frances Brown, a resident of New York. The crash occurred about 12:20 at the intersection of Passage Fort Drive and the Newlands Main Road. It involved a Nissan AD wagon and a Honda Stream. The vehicles were traveling in opposite directions. They caught fire after the collision. The Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch says the crash could have been resulted from excessive speed, failure to comply with traffic signs, or turning to the right without due care. 5 people have died in road crashes since the start of the year. Residents and farmers of Shekels, located in the Four Paths area of Clarendon, are facing an uncertain future as they are now at risk of eviction from lands they depend on for their livelihoods. The affected residents are appealing to the authorities to intervene, as they say losing access to the property would threaten their only source of income and disrupt their way of life.
The police drive up and we sit down right there, so. And by the time I reach the water, he would shell and say to you, say, yes, of course. And because you say something, you can see. He does tool everything they find table, big man. I tell you God truth. I mean, Ben, because it's not that I'm going to say everybody after do them working, but you do it. Jenny, you know, say your back is take off everything right table.
It is very, 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 very much disturbing to the community, especially for people who our livelihood will come from burning coal, rearing animal and doing farming. They are using too much of what we would call force.
So intimidation tactics.
Intimidation tactics. They burn up coal skill for us. Sometimes them carry down police from in our bush and them just make it seem as if so well then boy the community we are vandalizing their property.
The police said to me that him don't send a police to lock up no one. Him just send the police to keep them peace.
A minor earthquake jolted Jamaica last night. It was reportedly felt in parts of Kingston and St. Andrew. Now, as you'll hear in this report, Jamaica recorded more than 400 earthquakes in 2025, a reminder of the island's ever-present seismic activity. Alia Bryant reports.
The 3.1 magnitude quake shook sections of Jamaica at 10:31 p.m. Thursday. Its epicenter was approximately 5 kilometers north of Stony Hill, St. Andrew. People, including those on social media, said they felt the shaking. There were no reports of structural damage. Thursday's quake seemingly picked up where last year left off as far as seismic activity is concerned. According to scientific officer at the University of the West Indies, Mona, Carleen Black, of the earthquakes recorded in 2025, 122 were classified as near events, including seismic activity affecting neighboring territories such as the Cayman Islands, Cuba, and Haiti, while 280 were recorded locally and were distributed across Jamaica. 7 of those earthquakes were felt by people. 2 were recorded in Portland, 2 in St. Thomas, another 2 in St. Elizabeth, and 1 in St. Andrew. In the wake of Hurricane Melissa, Ms. Black is cautioning that persons rebuilding in affected coastal areas may be vulnerable to liquefaction, a phenomenon caused by intense shaking in water-saturated sandy soil, which can lead to ground instability during earthquakes.
This phenomenon, if you do not do your foundations properly, could cause your homes and structures to sink or tilt. And so, as you build back, I would like you to also consider these things.
Earthquake Awareness Week is scheduled for January 11 to 17, 2026. In the meantime, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management (ODPEM) says it is ramping up efforts to educate the public on what to do before, during, and after an earthquake. ODPEM Director General, Commander Alvin Gale, says a series of discussions on different earthquake preparedness topics will take place throughout the week to strengthen public awareness and safety.
It's also important that we partner with those involved in the mitigation, the building code matters, and general preparation to ensure that Jamaica's population or children or businesses right across multi-sectoral agencies are able to recognize the effects and also be strictly prepared to engage their communities, engage the children, engage their workers, and the broader communities in being prepared, and also to look at the necessary actions to be taken during, before, and immediately after any earthquake event.
Aliyah Bryant, TVJ News.
It is time for a break, but stay with us, more stories when we return. People's National Party representative Wentworth Skeffrey is no longer a commissioner on the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. The ECJ confirmed that Mr. Skeffrey, who served as a nominated commissioner from 2018 to 2025, has retired. The commission praised his deep knowledge of the electoral process, noting that his political and grassroots experience added significant value to its policy and decision-making. Last month, PNP President and Opposition Leader Mark Golding said Mr. Skeffrey had taken leave from his duty as Deputy General Secretary with plans to vacate all posts and formally resigned from the ECJ. Mr. Golding also confirmed that Maureen Weber has been nominated to replace him effective January 1. It is now time for the Business Minute.
The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service is reporting that tax revenues were running at $9 billion below budget during the period April to November of this fiscal year. During that period of time, it collected only $565 billion when the projections were for $574 billion. The ministry's Central Government Operations Report also revealed that as a result of this revenue shortfall, it spent $2 billion less than it planned during the same period. The fiscal deficit, which measures the difference between what it spends and what it collects, was running at minus $38.7 billion when it should have been minus $42 billion. Further afield, oil executives are set to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump today. He's trying to persuade them to invest in Venezuela's massive reserves. Sources with inside knowledge say companies want to ensure a return on their investments. They say the executives want rule of law to keep their employees and equipment safe. Other demands include political stability, the lifting of sanctions, and financial guarantees. Sources say oil executives want Trump to provide a clear strategy for achieving those goals. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Prince Moore.
Thank you, Prince Moore. It's now time for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, the Belize government has confirmed it will not renew the charter of the American Northwest University School of Medicine. The Ministry of Education says the school failed to meet required terms for renewal. About 25 Belizean students are affected, and officials say they are engaging them to limit disruption. Discussions are underway with the University of Belize to facilitate transfers. The government says it may also consider financial support during the transition. And on the international scene, Oregon's got the administration's account of the incident. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Aliyah Bryant.
Thank you, Aliyah. We now head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your midday.